Okay, we should be live. Let's wait for a couple people to filter in.
Yeah.
Let's see who is already here. I'm gonna check chat real quick.
Who's ready
Hello,
to party with us?
hello, Aquila, Carbonaro, familiar faces, the amazing Mr. Lizard. Welcome. I'm not going to be around for the live stream, but aloha, anywho, wintry. Welcome back, and thanks for stopping by. Let's wait a minute or two before a couple more people drop by, but this should be a lot of fun. Let me load up the PDF while I'm here.
Yes. I've overscheduled myself like a suburban middle schooler. So I've got this just dreadful panic that I've forgotten something important I need to do.
Oh, I mean, that's me every second of the day, so
Yeah.
truly just a common occurrence whenever I hit the live button. I'm like, there's definitely something I haven't prepped, but I'll find out when that happens. Thumper says, I pulled an all-nighter last night and now it's 1:30 a.m. but I am here. Thumper, you should probably get some sleep. I'm happy that you're here, but I also would like you to rest.
What a sweetheart.
It is the weekend. I mean, okay, wait. If it's 1:30, wait, I'm gonna your time zone. If I'm gonna do the math, you are Western Europe, I believe, or Western end of Africa, something like that. So thank you for tuning in all the way from Europe. That's wild. You should go to sleep. There'll be a lot of this in the morning. You don't have to stress too hard about it. Okay, one more minute and we'll get right into it.
Yeah.
All right, that'll do it.
Yay.
Let's see. Oh, Melanie Muffins. Let's see. So excited the creator of the game couldn't be here because they're a baker and had to go to bed really early to wake up at 2 a.m.
This is true.
But they really wish they were here. Definitely will catch the VOD. Thank you, Melanie Muffins. Tag was was a pleasure to talk to when I was trying to set this up. And there will be a VOD for this once this is completed. So I look forward to them seeing our reaction. But thank you for tuning in their stead.
Tag, if you're listening to this on the VOD, you're about to hear me say a lot of very nice things about you, so you better just fortify yourself for that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well, what time is it where you are, Wintry? Well, I'm on the East Coast, so I should specify, I'm on the East Coast of the U.S. So right now it is 8:34 p.m. Got home from my proper job about an hour ago, settling in for a night of streaming. How about you? Can I call you Cat? Would you prefer
Please
to be called?
do.
Cat.
Yeah, I'm Kat. I am in Mountain Time. I am on the westernmost side of the Canadian prairies, and so it is 6:34 where I am. I also got home from work about an hour and a half ago.
Wonderful. One of the one of the side effects of being in the TTRPG scene is there has to be another source of income while you're participating in the hobby. This is
Absolutely
the proper truth unless you're really big, but that's not who we are. On that note, who we are proper, we should probably introduce ourselves. I'll start because this is my YouTube channel and bunch of people are probably familiar with me, so I can keep that short. Hi, I'm Wintry. I am on a quest to learn 99 TTRPGs. I have a D&D background, and I am going to every single one of these readings entirely blind, best I can. And I'm here with who should introduce themselves as the proper phenom they are, the coordinator of a fantastic project. Could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi.
Yes.
I can and I will. Try and stop me. My name is Cat. I am the host king of the TTRPG podcast Sword of Symphonies, where my good cool friends playtest the game I wrote, and the choir master of the podcast Roar to Heaven, where different good cool friends play a different game I wrote and are punished for it. I am the designer by the name of Peach Garden Games, and I love them. I just love them. The games. The most important thing I do, however, is the annual Solo But Not Alone bundle, benefiting Jasper's Game Day, a suicide prevention organization that works in the TTRPG space. This year's Solo But Not Alone is a bundle of nearly 50 single-player TTRPGs for $10. It's kind of a big deal, and I'm so excited to talk more with all of you about it.
Yeah, let's run through that real quick. So the Solo But Not Alone 3 bundle, it's linked in the description if anybody wants to spot it. But I have to point out, as I will ask you to explain more about it. There's 149 games available in this bundle for $10. So for every dollar, you're getting 14 different games. Is that
actually
correct?
Yeah, well, actually, there's 148 games and a spreadsheet of all the games.
I'm sorry.
So that you can pick the ones that are right for you.
Thank you so much. As a lover of spreadsheets, I absolutely use that. That was the first thing I downloaded. I'm like, I need to know what in the world is in this bundle because it is sizable. I'll bounce over to that. I'll scroll through it. Please explain. This is All But Not Alone 3. So I'm assuming there was a 2 and a 1 involved in this. Is that correct?
Yep, this is my third year running this bundle.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So let me.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna slowly browse through it on screen. How did you? What prompted you to start a project like this?
My demon niece.
I've heard about this on VJ's podcast, which you appeared on. VJ Talks. I was listening to it, and you have described this. So can you please explain that in a little more detail? As I browse through 150 games.
I would love to. My sister's hell eldest is, sorry, I'm getting some weird sounds in my headphones. I'm sure that's my interface doing some behaviors. My sister's hell eldest, who is by all accounts a sweet child, spent her 5th birthday making cards for me. Like, she couldn't write yet, so she just scribbled in green on a piece of paper because she knew green was my favorite color. And I was so touched by this. I was so floored by this. And when the time came for my birthday, I was like, absolutely, I'm not losing to a 5-year-old. If she can spend her birthday doing something nice for someone else, so can I.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really inspired by the Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality from 2020. And I saw how much the TTRPG community could come together and raise for a worthy cause. And I thought, you know what, let's do a mental health bundle. Let's do a bundle for a mental health charity. And I asked on Twitter, and lots of people were interested. Lots of people were willing to contribute their work. And a couple people brought up Jasper's Game Day because they work in the TTRPG sphere to prevent suicides. And that was wonderful because it was the dead of winter. It was the second year of the pandemic. No one was having a good time. And anybody who was depressed was extremely depressed in the winter of 2021. And it was not a good time. And I remembered that statistic about most suicides being committed around the holidays. And my birthday is January 9th. So I was like, you know what? This year, dead of winter, I'm going to raise money for suicide prevention. And I've been doing Solo But Not Alone 3. Well, Solo But Not Alone every year since.
Right.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and it's been wildly successful. As I recall, just before recording this, you're currently at 18,000 out of 20,000 goal, right?
Oh yes, but 20,000 isn't my for real goal.
Hmm.
That's a trick.
I'm guessing you're going for a significant amount higher. I believe the
Yeah.
previous bundle went for a bit more than that, which is wonderful.
Solo But Not Alone 2 went for over 29,000, and Solo But Not Alone
Fantastic.
1 went for over 31.
Yeah, that
Of
sounds
course,
so good. Exactly.
of course we want to beat it. Of course.
And I'm hoping we can push that along with this stream as well. Please, if you haven't checked out Solo But Not Alone, by the way, I've been scrolling through this as you've been talking. The entire time we've been talking, we've only gone through about a fourth of all of the games available in this
There's so
bundle. If there's
many.
any that's caught your eye, there's at least 4 times as many more games still yet to scroll by on my screen. But
And
I want to ask you, because I know my audience in particular is likely unfamiliar with it, because I also as well am. What is a solo TTRPG? Because that
I
doesn't make
mean,
sense in my head initially.
oh yeah, I listen, samesies. When I first discovered solo TTRPGs, it was because I wanted to show some love to the creators who donated their work for the Racial Justice and Equality bundle. And I couldn't get my group together. It was the early days of the pandemic, and I couldn't convince them to pick up a new game. And I was like, well, now how am I supposed to play all these games? And then I found a spreadsheet of all the single player ones. I'm like, okay, I have no idea what a single player TTRPG is, but I can do this on my own. And I gotta tell you, there are so many different answers to that question.
There's a lot of games.
There's a ton of them, because solo games are on this kind of bizarre indie lunatic fringe where people just go ham and do whatever they want. And if it's vaguely interactive, we get to call it a game. But genuinely though, some of these games you play by like flipping over a card and seeing what it says, and then imagining or writing a scenario based on what the card says. Some of them are played by playing a game of Jenga and pulling a block whenever the prompts from the cards and dice say to pull a block, and seeing how long you can keep everything from tumbling down on you. Fire Sauce Fever Dream by a friend of the me, Amber, is played with a cootie catcher. And again, it's a journaling game. The Sticker Game by Cassie Mothwin is played by listening to an audio drama and responding to the prompts by putting stickers in your journal.
Yeah, I feel so. I expressed this to you before we started recording, but my first venture into itch.io, I don't know how do people say itch.io, itch?
They say all those things.
Okay.
They say all of them.
My first venture into there, I was overwhelmed at the number of games that were available. Like I'm still scrolling, and we've only hit about 70 of the 150 games. There has been games about moths, about Krampus punching Nazis. There's been fires.
I think there's multiple games about moths this year.
There's running raising vegetable monsters, I believe.
Oh my god. Okay, listen. Mandrake Sanctuary. I'm playing it. I'm playing Mandrake Sanctuary and play Mandrake Sanctuary. Because basically, here's what you do. You pick one of these little guys, one of these cute little guys, and you pick what soil you put it in, and each soil comes with a thing you have to do every day to make it grow.
Interesting.
And so I've got a little rose guy who's growing in the soil that grows it if I exercise. And I'm growing a little sunflower guy who's growing in the soil that grows it if I just get through the fucking day. And like every day, if you fulfilled that condition, you draw another detail of the little guy. And then when the little guy's finished, you cut him out and you have a little guy. And then and then maybe you grow another one. But it's one of my favorite types of games, which is games that you advance the story by doing stuff in your real day-to-day life.
Right. Yeah, that is a fantastic
I
concept.
love yeah.
I'm familiar with tabletop RPGs being like, hey, this is your escape from reality. About to join some people, go on a mythical quest, slay some dragons, and then, after it's done, go back to your 9 to 5, right? A lot of these solo RPGs find a very unique and novel way to integrate themselves into like the daily happenings, in the same way that like someone would be writing a journal or doodling in their spare time.
Yeah.
A number of these have gamified that style of personal art or personal writings in a way that's really fun, because I'm a huge fan of like writing prompts and stuff. I love when someone
you're
gives
gonna
me
find
like
so many.
a cool like one-liner sentence, and I just gotta ad lib off of that. That's my jam.
I'm so excited to welcome you to the solo TTRPG space, because we love a writing prompt in this house.
Yeah, I found myself at home. I'm just passing by things here. I'm watching these go down. It's so
If you're a
cool.
classic D&D fan, there's a couple games in here that I can recommend to you easily. One of them is Pilgrimage of the Sun Guard by Amanda P. And that's a game that's meant to capture like an Arthurian paladin knight with a quest story.
Yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds
Sword
interesting.
Saga by Danny Makes RPGs is meant to tell the story of a weapon from when it's created to when it's kind of laid to rest.
I saw that one. I saw that one in particular. It's like the process of creation to purpose for that sword.
Yeah.
And
so like, if you want to make an interesting storied weapon for your D&D campaign, Sword Saga might be your jam. Similarly, Delve by Anna Blackwell it's inspired by Dwarf Fortress, and it's about creating and mapping and fleshing out like an underground dungeon that you could then play in D&D.
What I like about a couple of these games is that when you finish with whatever activity they're giving you, you're left with this like art piece or like fully fleshed journal that you could reflect on and be like, hey, this was actually really cool. And the step-by-step process in which you find yourself writing it down very much reminds me of the world building style of preparing for a campaign, so to speak, where it's like, okay, first you write out the village, then the people, then the trade, then the greater community, then the forests and the country, like, and you expand outwards. And these solo RPGs, when I look at them, often by the end of it, it's like, oh, now I have this fully realized thing that I could either repurpose or just tuck away somewhere and be proud of. And I think it's super neat.
Yeah. I really love Wonderfall by Cat Scratcher Studios. I have said before, and I will say again, I'm the world's #1 Cat Scratcher Studios fan.
Okay, that's good.
If you want to step to me, try it. I'm their #1 fan. I love those lads. And Wonderfall is a hex crawl. Like, you make a little guy. It's a single page game. The mechanics aren't super complicated, but you roll random events on hexes and you explore this floating island and have these sentimental little adventures about bringing people together. So if you like D&D's kind of exploring, or if you're like an OSR player who likes things to be random, there's a lot of single player games that will scratch that itch for you. Wonderfall is also capable of campaign play, which means instead of sitting down, finishing, having your art project, Wonderfall lets you come back to it again and again to play the same little guy on their adventure.
Yeah, I think there's so many different stories that could be prompted into this. Dyfus says, so you're telling me I can play a TTRPG and count it as part of my GM prep time? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. I've got 2 games of my own in this bundle.
Yes, I spotted them at the very end, I believe.
They're at the very end. One of them is a transparent Monster Hunter fan game. I wrote a transparent Monster Hunter fan game called Apex Predator, where you lay out a grid of cards face down and you move your marker from card to card like you were playing a board game and flip them over and explore the prompts and look for and fight a monster. And then I did an Iceborne. I just did an Iceborne. I did my Monster Hunter world, and now I did Iceborne. It's not... Sometimes they're high concept games, and sometimes they're just transparent fan games of Monster Hunter, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's totally perfectly fine. I think with these, which is nice. It's not like a lot of these aren't huge productions. They're just kind of passion projects that taken a life of their own, which is wonderful because there are a lot of niche topics that can be hashed out by one person that some people really are looking for. I want to, I guess, step into the highlight of this stream, which is I hope you agree with me here. Thoroughly niche.
They're profoundly niche.
Okay, so you're gonna have to, I'm again prefacing this stream by saying I have not read a drop of this.
Oh yeah, okay, it's okay. I studied.
I did a quick what do you call it? Did a quick scan just to make sure that all the pages were like were like stream friendly. I did have to censor one image, but
yeah, one of them does have nips on it.
But other than
For
that,
real.
the rest of the PDF is good to go. So, before we jump in, could you can I say what I think this is about? And then
I would love for you to say what you think this is about.
Okay, cool. OKCryptid. The logo looks awfully familiar to a well-known website called OKCupid, which is in fact a dating website.
Yeah.
If you throw in the word cryptid instead, I get the impression that this is some sort of monster romance game. And that's what I put into the title. I don't know anything else beyond it. The front page looks like I'm going to be searching for this monster.
Yeah.
Cool. And that's about all I've got.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else.
Yeah. Well, no, you got the big ones. OKCryptid is a very special breed of game, and we've got a couple of them in the bundle because OKCryptid is not exclusively a solo game. It is a game with a solo play option, and that's all I require. All these games can be played alone, but several of them can also be played with friends.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, Apex Predator can be played with friends if you want to manhunt with Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter. But so is OKCryptid, and we're going to be playing a multiplayer variant. But if you want to hunt Mothman and maybe smooch him by yourself, that's okay too.
Let's step through the rules, and I'll decide when we get to it. But I would like to play this collaboratively. I think there's an appeal to playing this with somebody who already knows what they're doing. So
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hop in. Let's see. This is the intro page. The author is in fact Take the Bard. You can check them out on their itch page or on Twitter. And they have a couple of thanks here. And then the next page is a table of contents. This is only 22 pages, which is comparatively short. Compared to all the other games that we've covered on this stream, which were 200 pages, 60 pages, and 110 pages. So this is the shortest one so far, which is hopefully conducive to a wonderful stream. Should I keep going? Is there anything I should know before we get past the table of contents?
I have a tarot deck already sorted out.
I was about to ask you. Yeah, I was wondering if we would need any sort of playing cards or dice. I have the Google Dice Roller, but besides that, I don't really have anything. So, is there an online tarot system? Is that a thing?
Yes. For sure. I don't know how, because you do need to sort the deck out.
Okay.
So I don't know.
That's okay. If it does need to be a stream visual. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can also like put pictures of them in I've got a really weird anime tarot that I'm using for this. It's really bizarre. I'm also a tarot teacher. I love tarot reading. It's my favorite thing. That and RPGs. So it's a wonder I've never played OKCryptid before. I've wanted to, but I've never got to.
Cool. Okay, let's keep going. Getting started. Let me see. Yeah, you know what? I'll read the opening blurb to kind of set the stage for this, and then we'll jump into the rules. Let's see. The music right now, I believe, is some sort of playlist of relaxing Zelda music, so I hope it matches. If it doesn't, it's okay. Let's jump into it. You'll never forget that night. You remember the feeling of your breath catching in your throat, the hammer of your own heartbeat in your ears, and the moonlight on the creature's hunched form, apparently feeding on some unfortunate prey. You finally remembered to breathe, the air rattled dryly in your throat, and you instantly regretted it. The creature stirred and turned its head in your direction. Inhuman eyes seemed to glow in the sickly light of the full moon, seeing deep into you. A sanguine trickle fell audibly from the creature's chin to the ground below, and as suddenly as you'd stumbled into the grim scene, the creature was moving. You had gasped, afraid you might be the creature's next meal, but instead, it bolted from the scene and out of your view with incredible speed. You've heard of the legends before. Of course, everyone had. Whether you believed them before that night seems irrelevant now. It isn't about belief anymore, it's about knowing. And now that you know the creature is real, one thought keeps playing through your mind. Their eyes were beautiful. You want to see them again. Well, interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the first opening line of getting started, and it'll probably just explain to me what the premise is. OKCryptid is a role-playing game about finding mysterious, secretive, beautiful creatures and hopefully dating them. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's see. It can be played 2 to 5 players and as a solo journaling experience. 4 different modes in which you can play this game. But first, here are a few things you need. 78 card tarot deck. Oh, I didn't know tarot decks get to 78 cards. Is that a thing?
Yes, indeed. Yes, because we have 22 major arcana typically.
Okay, cool.
So we've got Ace to King with an additional face card for all 4 suits, and then we have 22 special major arcana.
Okay, cool. We also need writing instruments. 3 6-sided dice. 3 6-sided dice. Okay, 3 6. Place to take notes. Set of safety tools, and 3 to 4 hours per game session. Okay, so which set of rules are we using if we wanted to play with 2 players? What does that look like?
We're gonna be in group mode, and I think we're gonna be in collaborative group mode.
Okay.
I think we're gonna be 2 investigators working together.
Awesome. Cool. I'm very curious in how this is set up. Sorry,
I don't want to fight. I want us to be friends.
Well, it depends on the monster. I think depending on how this is set up, we'll lean how we feel about the monster at the end of this story.
Hey, chat. Which Sailor Moon character is most likely to smooch a cryptid?
Oh gosh,
Venus.
It's been
Moon.
so long since I've watched Sailor Moon. I remember all the characters pretty darn well.
I have a set of Sailor Moon themed D6s, and I'm just trying to decide who Mars. Yeah, Venus, Moon, and Mars I think are the most likely to attempt to kiss a cryptid.
Zenther says, "Who gets to date the monster though?" I don't know yet. This is my
that will
first
be
reading.
decided at the end when we see who gives the monster the best presents.
Well, you've gotta watch to find out. Okay, let's
we don't know yet.
Let's read through group mode and see what this is about. In group mode, players will create and control individual investigators with their own abilities, motivations, and personality. Each player will take turns setting up investigation scenes based on a draw from the investigation deck, and the group will play out the scene as their respective characters working together, which is collaborative group mode, or subtly trying to undermine each other with their own goals, competitive group mode. Competitive group mode does not necessarily require that the investigators undermine each other. Competition can be friendly, and the investigators may simply be hoping that the creature chooses them over others. Okay. Is there anything we need to do before we jump into the game? Is there anything we need to write out or settle or decide on?
We do need to build characters. We also do one thing that is more prevalent in indie spaces than necessarily in D&D spaces is talking about safety tools. And that's just, it's growing in the larger TTRPG community as a concept, but it's very, very entrenched in indie spaces. And that just means we need to know what to do if the game gets to a place that makes us uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I usually have an open door policy where a player's like, hey, if you're not okay, you can leave. No questions asked. You're just dip. Protect yourself and dip. Um, I think, but since it's just the two of us, I think what might be, I'm sending you what my desk looks like.
Okay, give me a second. I don't know if I'll be able to show this on stream, but okay, cool. Awesome. Do I need to get a notebook as well? Should I?
No, you could, but no, I don't think you do. I'll keep track.
Okay.
There's lots of ways to journal. Like you can type it out. Some journaling games are really fun to play, like on Twitter in a thread.
Oh yes, I've seen. I know that sphere of Twitter exists, but I've never delved into it deep enough to understand it. But that is,
oh, it's fun.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old like Envision free boards and like old Tumblr. Oh my gosh, there was a lot going on there, but
yeah.
Anyway, for this, I'm familiar from D&D and other TTRPGs. Like the X card obviously exists. Lines and Veils is a great way of telling people what's a hard stop and what's like a fade to black sort of story.
Yeah.
Definitely for here, I think that anything beyond kissing is probably too much for a YouTube stream. But
I would agree with that.
I like words of affirmation, and true like banter. But
a tasteful smooch with the yes. Melanie Muffins brought up that this game is also ace and arrow friendly, which is really wonderful because I mean I'm also asexual. So I don't want to do sex to the monster. I'm fine with people who want to, but I don't want to personally.
Yeah. And I don't think there's really an audience for people. That's not what my channel is gonna focus on. Let's put it there.
That's not what we're here for today. I also think maybe if one of us hits a spot that we don't like, since it's just two of us, let's just say like, let's stop.
Yeah, that's totally fine with me.
And then we'll talk. I think we'll talk either on or off stream, I guess, depending on how rattled we are.
That's perfectly fine. Yes.
If it's mild, I would like a chance to show everybody what it looks like when people just kind of talk through collaboratively how they want a scene to look.
Of course.
But obviously, if one of us is really uncomfortable, like we could say, let's stop and then not do this.
Of course. I'm coming into this with an open mind, and I'm always very, very curious what stories are uniquely told by a tabletop RPG that caters to it. So
yeah.
So let's dive into this. I think we've kind of set up what we're what we're okay and not okay with, and which is obviously something you should do. But at the start of every tabletop RPG, if you need a session 0 to iron out what people are expecting from the game before you jump into it, that is not only a suggestion, that is probably recommended. It's always good to have everybody on the same page before you jump into any game where you're all intending to have fun. So
yeah. And like a lot of people mistake discussing safety tools for being like you can't have anything upsetting at your table, but that's not true. If everyone at the table wants to see like a Silent Hill hyper gore, then do it. Yeah, everyone's on board. Yes, please. Like, if you want to have, like, if you're the kind of person who wants to role play graphic sex and everyone at your table thinks that's rad, Godspeed.
Yeah, it's important to send out that what we do in front of every D&D campaign is we send out a Lines and Veils sheet. So there's a list of very often disturbing or uncomfortable things listed there, and it's like, would you want this to ever appear in the game? Are you comfortable with it being referred to at all? If you are, put a green check mark. If not, a red, and it'll never show up again, and there'll be no questions. Always be sure what kind of game your players are looking for, and in the privacy of the individual, in talking to the individual and as a group.
Yeah.
Okay.
And games are super fun when everyone is on board with whatever messed up nonsense you want to do.
Yeah, with the right group of people, you can tell some wild stories.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I absolutely recognize that. Okay. Anything else we got to do before we jump into this game?
I think we're good. The next couple pages are largely just like, healthy gameplay tips, like communicating with each other, respecting and setting boundaries, stuff like that.
Fantastic.
Take spends a lot of time on these things because they care a lot about this stuff. They're tremendously kind of kind-hearted toward people.
Yeah.
They want people to have a good time.
Yeah, I saw it. I see it right here as well. Lines and veils and the X card and script chain. These are probably the most famous safety toolkits that you could incorporate into literally any tabletop game. So check these out if you haven't heard of them.
Yeah.
What's next? Okay. The creature. What happens? So do we create the creature first, or do we create ourselves first? Is that
We start, I think, with the creature.
Sure. How do we even?
Well,
where do we begin?
I'm using an anime tarot deck, Neutromancer. I'm using my Sailor Moon dice. I'm using my anime tarot. Oh, there's so much anime.
That is wonderful.
It's allowed.
Yeah, listen, I'm the one with a drawn wyvern as my avatar. I will never put down anything relating to cartoons and or popular media. Listen, we're all playing not fictional games here. So, where do we start? Do I have to try to read anything for the stream? Is there anything we should start with first?
Things. So now we gotta decide what is up with our creature.
Sure.
According to Tag, they are mysterious. There are few, if any, substantiated claims of someone seeing them. They are inhuman. They are a thinking, feeling being. They are beautiful and fascinating. And now my question is, do we have a monster in mind that we want to find and maybe smooch? Or do we want to randomly generate one?
I was going to say, if there's a random generated table, I would have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, we have a D66 table if you go down a little bit.
Okay, here? D6?
No, it's, I think, on the next page.
This one? Oh, yes. The one with the blob on it.
I think so. I'm be honest with you, I'm just watching the stream.
The stream is 15 seconds behind, so.
I'm 15 seconds behind.
Sure are, yeah.
Heck.
But yeah, page 5, right? Page 5 and 6?
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of neat. I've never seen a D66 table where the 10 spot is a 6 and the 1 spot is a 6. It's actually really funny. How do you roll a 20?
The one spot here seems to be 1 through 9.
Yeah, how did
hey,
that...
Tag.
How
did that happen, Tig? I'm confused.
How do you roll a 27 with 2d6?
I'm gonna get out a D10.
That's very funny. Yeah.
I'm gonna get out a D10. Tig, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry.
But if we can't, but if you roll a 67 to 69, please roll again.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool.
And we're supposed to generate 3 of them.
Sure. Yeah.
So the first thing I have rolled is 18.
18 is many arms.
Fragging.
Oh my gosh. So
for hugs.
Okay. Many arms. Good to know. What's the next thing?
Yeah. 65.
65. Made of stone.
Made of stone. For hugging.
Listen, all of these are huggable so far. I don't know any of these traits that are not yet huggable. Unless they're on fire. I don't see any fire traits.
59.
59 is beak.
Beak.
Okay. So
has beak.
So it has a beak made of stone, many arms. I can't think of any cryptids that have those in particular.
No, we're making one up now.
Yeah, my initial impression was gargoyle, like some sort of stone standing structure.
It could be a gargoyle with lots of arms.
Because often the gargoyles are supposed to be like relatively intimidating.
Yeah.
And I feel like many arms and a beak would fit that exactly. Are there any creatures with a beak and arms, and not like wings? I'm trying to think. Not in particular, right?
Kushaladora?
I don't know what that is.
Sorry, I'm talking about Monster Hunter again. I just started listen. I'm looking at your little avatar, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking I want to hunt it because I love Monster
Oh
Hunter.
my gosh, please don't. My avatar is just a child, just a wee
Just a little
lad,
baby.
a wee
Just a little
lad.
baby. No hunties. No hunty, please. A cockatrice that got mirrored. I dig that.
A cockatrice that got married.
Gargoyle, I'm liking because imagine if Goliath Disney gargoyles had many arms.
That's a lot of arms. That is. Well, what are we? Can we talk about this? What is many arms? What is that?
I don't know.
How much is many?
I
Because
don't know.
I think for me 6 is many. I'm like Machamp is many arms, right? Like a proper bug is many arms, but I don't know if 4 is many arms.
4 is more arms than you expect
Yeah,
Goliath to have.
I think 2 is arms, 4 is more arms, and 6 is many arms. I think there's a minimum 6 arms on this creature.
Yeah, I would like us to hunt some kind of many-armed, slightly beaked. Oh, you know who had a beak? What was his name? Brooklyn from Disney Gargoyles. That's right. I don't remember
Oh, those
that.
are some wonderful names, Brooklyn.
They're all named after parts of the New York, except Goliath. He's just called that.
except for Goliath. So well, now that we know the 3 traits, like, do we flesh out the monster at all? Like, are there steps to?
Yes.
Huh.
The next thing we do, let's move on down in the PDF. Oh, next thing we do is we build our investigators. We're gonna flesh out the monster a little bit more in secret.
Wonderful. Okay.
In secret as we're getting set up, which is something that I think is extremely delightful.
Cool. Let's see. I'm gonna read this through. An investigator is a character you will explore and embody as you play this game. This game takes place in a world very similar to your own, and investigators are diverse, coming in many shapes and sizes, but all of them are essentially human. Give your investigators a name and personality, set of pronouns, and a brief backstory. You don't have to be extremely detailed at this time. It can be better to flesh out the finer points of your character while playing the game. Okay, so what do we do from here? They have 3 major traits with which they will interact with the world and conduct their investigations. Curious, charming, and deft. So if I'm reading this, I have to say which one I'm good at, okay at, and bad at. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, we're doing committee mode. Oh no, we're doing collaborative group mode.
Yeah, we're doing collaborative group mode, which means each of us has our own investigator.
Okay. So is this the only thing stat-wise we need to know about our investigators? Is there?
Yeah, the rest of it is roleplay stuff.
Wonderful. Okay.
That's the thing about a lot of indie games is that you're often gonna find alternative stat systems and kind of more stripped down character building. Not always, but often. Sometimes you find bananas character building, and I love that.
Okay.
There's no such thing as bad character building.
Okay. So.
Okay.
Do you have any ideas for who your investigator is going to be? Because I have a couple of preliminary, foundational thoughts on him, but otherwise, I don't really have a full fleshed out idea.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little baby about where we're trying to find this gargoyle.
Okay.
My pitch.
Yeah, go for it.
My pitch is that there's a ruined castle deep in the German Black Forest.
Castle in the Black Forest. Sure. Yeah. Let's flesh that out. And a castle in the Black Forest. Is it abandoned? Is it old? Is it alone?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All of those. Yeah.
Great. Cool.
It's crumbling and with nothing to protect anymore, as the castle's just become a ruin, the gargoyle came to life and has started wandering around.
Wonderful. So
that's what they say.
So let's talk about our investigators. Why are we looking at this place in particular? Is it a new discovery, or is this kind of an old secret that we're kind of following here? What is the premise of us trying to seek this thing out?
Okay. Um,
Does that come later in secrets, or is that something we decide now?
no, this is something we're going to decide right now.
Okay.
We're going to give a personality, a set of pronouns, and a brief backstory. We don't
Sure.
need to go. We don't need to go completely ham right now, but a little bit to ground us is probably a good idea.
Wonderful.
No, it's not. It's not Cthulhu. It's a gargoyle, but it has lots of arms and beak.
I mean, if we're talking about a creature with a lot of arms and a beak, an octopus actually fits that pretty darn well. Right?
You're right. I totally forgot about octopus.
Okay, so a stone.
No. Listen, I love Goliath very, very much. But what if there was a stone octopus?
Oh my gosh, where are we finding a stone octopus? What is there a cathedral out there with a stone octopus? Vancouver. Listen, you know more about Canada than I do. Would Vancouver have a stone octopus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. They have. It's the Pacific. There's octopus in the Pacific. Listen, Vancouver's a stone's throw from Seattle. You know what a Seattle is, probably.
I've never been to Seattle. I gotta say, never been.
Oh yeah.
Never been.
Their aquarium is lovely and has many octopus.
Got it.
A rock squid.
Maybe
there's a. Oh, I have a. Okay, here's my pitch. There's a giant octopus, like Kraken-y size,
Sure.
but it's made out of gems.
Made out of gems. Huh.
Yeah. It's shiny and made out of treasure.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I like squid. Chats. Chat is chat likes squid.
Let me see chat. It could be a okay. Listen, chat's got squid on the brain. Sure. We'll call it
Squid Rock. It wasn't a rock. It was a rock lobster.
Okay, so
it's not a lobster. It's listen. We're doing a kraken, I think. It's like a ruby kraken.
Okay, this is legally distinct from Cthulhu. We're doing a rock squid.
I love this.
And instead of rocks, we're using gems. Is it thematic that it's gem-like in structure?
I want it to be shiny. I don't know. I like when something says rock and I go gem because those are rocks.
Those are the coolest rocks, I gotta say.
Those are the coolest rocks.
Yeah.
So there's like a kraken and it shines with gemstones and treasure. Okay. And maybe there are lots of pirate legends about it.
Yeah, I'm getting a strong Captain Ahab here. Of a proper sailor just obsessed with this rare beast of the sea, so to speak.
Melanie Muffins, I'm mad at you.
This is Rocky too. Amazing. This is when we let me see. Melanie Muffins, this is so wild. When I played We Actually Romance a Rock Squid 2, his name was Rocky. Wonderful. Okay, we're following in the footsteps of people who played this game before. That's wonderful. Okay.
Listen, I love the Rocky movies except 5, so I'm down.
Okay. Before we continue, how about can you pick what your character is best at, and then I'll pick a different stat to be best at.
Do I want to play a nerd ass dork?
That's up to you.
Or do I want to play just a lovable, charmy friend? I think I'm gonna. So you're imagining like a Captain Ahab type.
I have the mind of this is an older fellow who is following a legend, and what was previously just a curiosity has developed into a light obsession.
Okay, so maybe you will be curious. Maybe I will be deft.
Sure.
And I will be your character's nephew.
That's perfectly fine. Sure.
Who's like good at boats, loves to ocean, loves to ship, and helps his uncle.
Yeah. Definitely
find Rocky 2.
Rocky 2. Looking for the sequel. Rocky 1 was so good. We need Rocky 2.
Listen, that movie won an Oscar and it deserved it.
That's very fair. I will. I feel like Curious is understating, what my character is trying to go for here. I imagine the character. While I think this through, chat, if you can give me like a single letter, that'll be the first letter of this person's name, and I'll go from there. Hey, welcome in, Hasa. Nice seeing you here. This character has been sailing their entire life. They have memories of voyages on the sea. They continue to grow and improve their sailing skills, but a formative memory from their youth marking them to search for information about a creature that shined like gemstones within the depths of the ocean has led them to a full-on goose chase to figure out what this thing is before he becomes too old to be sailing anymore. He's begrudgingly taken on an apprentice, which is his nephew, I believe.
His nephew.
Right. So my guy's kind of grumpy and grizzled, and he's realizing that there's not much time left, and this is his life's purpose to finally figure out what this gemstone creature was. I think that'll be a good place to start. And chat is saying Zenther with the win. So L. So his name is, let's go with Lazarus. Let's go with Lazarus the Sailor as the character I'm going to go with. I'll put Curious as his best. And we'll just go down in order. Curious as his best. Charming is okay, and then Deft as his weakest because he's old.
And I'm playing Elijah, also known as JJ. And JJ is Curious is 1, Charming is 2, and Deft is 3. JJ is a college student. He is there on a wrestling scholarship. He is just a big, strapping, muscular lad who is bored out of his teeth at school. And so when his uncle Lazarus was going on about the Kraken, he was like, fine, let's get a boat. Let's do it. Let's go on an adventure. I'm so stoked.
And the uncle would definitely be the kind of person, and this is a terrible time to not know anything about boats. Lazarus would say something along the lines of, this is much more than a voyage. This is my life's work. Please take it seriously when you board my ship.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Nobody actually says, aye, aye, Captain. That's a turn of phrase coined by movies.
Sure thing, Captain.
Close enough. Okay. So we've got Lazarus and JJ working their way, following the mysteries of the gemstone squid. That is what we're setting up here. Will this
what
be
up, Felicity?
Will this be adventure, romance, cosmic horror? We're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
Let's keep going. Okay. Setting up our decks. This is a lot.
I already did it.
Okay.
Don't worry. I already did it.
Cool.
I'm good.
So the deck has been spread into 4 piles, and the 4 cards you draw will represent the creature's likes and dislikes. Am I understanding this correctly? Okay.
Yep. And we draw them face down, so they are secret.
Got it. Okay. So, and the higher the value of the card, the more the creature likes gifts of that type. Okay. So after you do that, you shuffle together the remaining 4 piles, place them face down next to your investigation deck. This is now your clue deck. Interesting. Okay. Cool. I'm following along.
Yeah. Okay.
So where do we go from here?
I'm doing a shuffle. The meeting spread. Basically, we need to decide how many cards in the meeting spread we're gonna put to until the game is done. Because basically, once we hit that threshold, we have the final scene. So this game has kind of a very definitive clock on it.
Got it. Cool.
It says 4 to 6 cards in solo mode. Where are we on time? I'm thinking maybe 4. Yeah. I don't think we should play like a super long game.
I think 4 is perfectly fine.
So we're gonna have to bear in mind that after we've put 4 cards on the meeting threshold, we are gonna encounter the ruby kraken.
Oh, okay. So, so drawing cards, placing down cards moves the story forward.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Clue deck, check.
we have
Investigation check.
we have somewhere in the ballpark of 40-45 minutes. So if we feel ourselves encroaching on that time, we'll just make a little more dramatic steps, so to speak.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Once we've got 4 cards down, we enter the meat creep.
Is that a spoof? I see.
I think so.
On a meat cube.
You'll have to ask Take.
Okay.
Probably, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's kind of their style.
That's adorable. Okay, the meat creep. Wonderful. Okay, so let's keep going.
Bless them, they love a spoof.
Okay, so now we start. Okay, now we start drawing cards. Let's see. Now you're ready. One player draws the top card of the investigation deck. The last player to have a nightmare. Last player to have had a nightmare paranormal experience goes first. This player is the scene leader. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I haven't had many nightmares in a long while. That might change after meeting the gemstone squid, but currently, I've had a number of peaceful, if not entirely blank nights. So, have you had any nightmares?
I had a nightmare one time. It wasn't that much of a nightmare, but I was trying to put my own dead body in a volcano, even though everyone was telling me not to. And I had to use an airplane to do it very stealthily so that no one would find me because I wasn't supposed to do it.
Classic
and then
logic.
the thing that I used to control the airplane kept making a horrible beeping noise because my alarm was going off.
Got it. Okay.
So I will go first.
Sure. And then chat, is your guy sailing the sea in a ship made out of his house? I imagine that there was a point where he had a proper house and a small boat. Now he has a small house and a big boat, and that's not a coincidence.
I love Lazarus. What a guy. What a friend.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw a major arcana.
Sure.
I've drawn strength.
And what do we do with this? What is the...
Well, starting on page 13, there is a list of scene prompts, one for each major arcana.
Page 13.
So I'm going to look it up. Here's what strength looks like in this silly deck.
Strength.
By the way.
Oh, I can pull it up in Google Chrome. Give me a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me show it to stream real quick. This is what the Arcana card the strength card looks like, which is amazing. And I didn't realize tarot cards can come like this. So it's very funny.
Tarot cards come like everything. You can find any kind of tarot deck. I'm kind of a collector. This anime deck is very weird. So a major obstacle falls in your path. It is unavoidable, but nothing you can't handle. What is this obstacle, and how will you endure or overcome the challenge? Yeah, there's strength.
Sure. So is this something your character has to overcome, or my character has to overcome? Or...
I think it's us as a team. And it says add +1 to the roll you choose to make at the end of the scene. So as the scene leader, at the end of this scene, I'm going to be making a roll to see what happens. First thing I do is I decide on my goal for the scene. Oh no, that's not the first thing. First thing we do is we just decide what the scene looks like and we act out the scene. Then I decide what our goal is.
Okay.
And then you get to roll to help me accomplish it, and then I roll to see what we do.
Okay. I have an idea for how this scene could start.
Okay. Love to hear it, please.
This is JJ's first venture onto the open sea, but Lazarus intends for this to be his last. He has made so many attempts into the open sea that and he doesn't believe that his body can take any more long voyages. So as he begins to rev the motor, this is how much I know about boats. Rev the motor for his boat to take off. into the ocean, he hears a crack and a sputter, and you can feel in your bones, just standing on the deck of the ship, that there's not much energy left in it. This is a dying ship that needs much repairs. Lazarus doesn't have the money to fix it, but it has to survive this trip. The major obstacle I want to put forth is that the ship is not seaworthy. And and we have to get it seaworthy. Is there any way that JJ can help me out with this?
I think like JJ starts out by just like staring blankly at his uncle, just like completely head empty.
Lazarus is moving. He's got his cane in his hand. He's got these grizzled whiskers, got a silver fox sort of hair. I would place him at around 60-ish, honestly. 65. He's pushing 65. Like he's not a Voyager anymore. His Voyaging years is well behind him, and the years have taken a toll on literally everything, as he doesn't like the Doctor. But you can see him moving about the ship, fixing up as much as he can, and grumbling under his breath. And he looks towards JJ and he says, "JJ, make yourself something useful. Grab the ropes on the other side, pull them taut. We need the anchor to be lifted. Roll that up for me, and when you're done, clean up all of the barrels in the back. We might need to discard them if we hope for this ship to lose enough weight to move forward. Can you do that for me?"
Can do, Uncle. He has abandoned the captain thing. I think JJ is like one of the few people in the family who looks like Lazarus. Like they have the same nose.
Yeah.
He hears it all the time, how much he looks like his uncle. He doesn't see it, but every so often his mom will sigh and say, "You have your uncle's eyes." And he can't tell whether that's a good thing or not, the way she says it.
Lazarus is missing an eye.
Yeah.
He's just straight up cool anime scar across one of his eyes. Doesn't even bother wearing an eye patch. It has been entirely replaced by a glass eye that does not look any direction but forward. You look at
old pictures of Lazarus, and the family's just like, "Look, it's JJ."
Yeah, I could absolutely believe that. And the old pictures of Lazarus are strong and healthy. He's raring to have adventures. He's proud of his first ship. You can see him painting the side of the ship with the name of it. Chat, I need a name for this ship. Someone give me a name for this ship.
Please name our ship. Well, Chat is thinking of a name. I think JJ does pull the anchor up, and he thinks about the barrel thing for a second. But then he stops and he cocks his head like a golden retriever when someone's at the door.
Totally valid, yeah.
And he's like, "No, the spark plug's gone." And he, where's the hood?
The hood?
How do I get the engine?
This is a ship, lad. A ship.
What, you said the engine was sputtering.
You go to... I don't need you to touch the engine. Leave the engine to me. You handle anything that doesn't require gas or electricity or any sort of brain power besides lifting things up and putting things down. I have been sailing the Relentless for many, many years.
Uncle, my car's older than you and I make it work. I can fix this.
Where did you buy a car older than me? What sort of dealership?
From my buddy's friend.
Sells
his dad.
70-year-old cars?
You're 70?
I'm like 60, 67, 68. I can't remember.
You can't Anyway, I know what's wrong with that engine. I can hear it.
He like squints his eyes. I know there's no real contested roles in this game, but
yeah,
he stares and says, "All right. If this boat cannot leave the shores, then I will drown my sorrows tonight."
What is it? What is a boat but a car of the sea? And
I hate everything about that statement. Do your work and do it quickly.
Yeah, and I think JJ is gonna start He's gonna start working on the engine because he drives just the absolute worst beater.
I can't believe it.
He drives one of those cars that you like need to know a trick to
Dude,
keep the doors shut.
You're driving like a Ford Model T. You're driving one of those things that are no longer legal to drive in any urban landscape.
Oh no! If the cops catch up to him, he's in trouble. But he's mostly a very good boy. So he tries not to get caught for driving a not street legal piece of crap.
Yeah.
And he's gonna use this. Let's see. What is the investigator's goal? Okay. I'm gonna use the deft trait.
Sure.
I think JJ is very quick. He's like deft also handles like how quick you are and how good you are with your hands. So it's his best stat. He's very quick. Quick as Lazarus was back in the day.
Sure. So as I'm understanding this.
What is the sea if not the highway of the sea?
Gross.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing you gotta roll your dice and you gotta aim for, like. So I'm seeing the thresholds on the PDF on page 10 are 4 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 to 10, and 10 plus. Or also 1 to 3 is significant consequence.
Yes. But before I make my roll, you make a roll to help.
Sure. What am I rolling?
You are rolling, honestly, whatever skill you feel like you want to roll right now to help.
It's charming. I think curious is my... I'll throw in my strongest trait for curious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the Google Dice Roller to roll 3d6. Do I roll 3d6?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay, let me check that on stream so you guys can see me roll. Ignore this first roll. I'll do 3d6 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 4, 1, 6, 11.
11. So roll is above a 10. The investigator succeeds and is granted a bonus. So you're going to add +1 to my roll. Yay!
Awesome.
So you can draw a clue deck card so you can have a present for the creature, or you can give me an extra bonus.
I'll give you an extra bonus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll deft +2. Also, I love this rule. This rule is very cute, which is you can't use the same one twice.
The same stat twice?
The same stat twice.
Oh my gosh.
So both of us have used our best stats, and next scene we're in trouble.
Amazing. Cool. Listen, if this ship doesn't leave the shore, there is no story. So we gotta...
Oh no, I did so good. I got 13 plus yours is like 15.
Amazing. Cool.
JJ got this engine purring like it hasn't in literally 10 years.
Yeah, he, what do you call it? Lazarus lifts an eyebrow and he says, "All right, lad, you've got some talent. I haven't heard the engine purr like that since the storm of 76. We might actually get where we're trying to go." He pulls out a map and like lays it out on the table, and you can see there are dozens of X's. Like, this is a proper map of the entire seaboard, and he has crossed off a ridiculous amount of locations, narrowing it down to a single spot. And he says, "I've been trying to get to this point for many years, and there's often times when the ship won't even make it halfway. With your unexpected talent, we might actually make it."
Yeah. Mom always says I'm smarter than I look.
Let's hope so. And well, I guess we'll move on. Both
of them ignore the fact that JJ looks like Lazarus.
I believe the chat said that the boat's name is the Relentless, so I do like that.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Because I rolled deft, I pick up a card to be a present for the monster.
Wonderful.
I drew the Princess of Wands, so I'm just going to hold on to that for later, for presents.
Princess of Wands.
Yeah. So we add strength to the meeting spread, so that's scene 1. And now for scene 2, it's your turn.
Sure.
To lead.
Okay. I don't know what kind of scene I'm rolling for. Would you be able to? Pull a card for me?
I will draw you a card.
Wonderful.
That card is the star.
The star.
There's usually nudity on the star, but I promise this one's not explicit.
Okay. If you send it to me, I'll show chat. I think chat really
Yeah.
likes seeing the cards.
This deck has some doozies in it. I hope that some of the doozies come up so that I can show you them. Because there's some really weird ones in here. That's why I picked it.
Oh, this one
The star is 17.
It's a little nude. It's a little nude.
It's a little nude. It's not super nude.
All right. If you promise not to tell YouTube, I will flash this for like 5 seconds, and then we'll move to the next one.
Everyone, you can't tell
Don't
YouTube.
tell YouTube.
Chat, this is a secret.
This is a listen. If someone's watched an hour of this stream already, if YouTube is taking the time to watch an hour of the stream, then so be it. This is what the card looks like. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonderful.
No.
Cool. Okay, let's read the star and see what it does. You're beginning to think this whole endeavor is fruitless. Many others have tried to find and prove the existence of the creature before. Why would you be the one to succeed? In a moment of doubt, what is it that renews your drive and inspires hope? Okay. The ship is on its way. The map is placed in front of the helm, and Lazarus is standing dutifully at the wheel, making sure the ship follows the path. It's a clear night, which is wonderful, and he's been looking at weather patterns for the past few months and knows exactly that this trip should go perfectly. But in the quiet of the evening, as he's traveling through the ocean, he ponders on the life that he's lived so far and how this curiosity has sort of blossomed into an obsession. He glimpses back at an argument he had with his wife, as he has placed this map grandly on the wall and already marked off a few dozen spots. And you can see him digging into his pockets and emptying out a jar to pay for repairs on the ship, to pay for upgrades and hull improvements and everything that's required to make this thing sputter one more time. And the relationship is deteriorating. He flashes through a couple of memories where Lazarus has truly abandoned everything to make sure this happens because of this chance encounter from his younger days that continues to reappear in both his dreams and nightmares. It is a dangerous obsession, and after crossing so many spots off, if this trip doesn't succeed, if he does not see what he's looking for here, there's truly no remaining purpose in his life or in this ship, and it is something that weighs heavily on him. He's taken many journeys alone, and in the quiet of the evening seas, these thoughts dwell with him quite heavily.
I think JJ is sitting on the back of the ship. He's found himself a seat. He's staring out over the ocean. He does not know what he's supposed to be looking for. He doesn't have the memories that his uncle does. He's just doing his best to help. And for a minute, the question crosses his mind, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And then he has just the most vivid memory of a Thanksgiving dinner when he was maybe 13, 14. Old enough to know what was going on, but not quite old enough to really participate. And JJ's mom, Lazarus' sister, and grandma, rest her soul, and a couple of the other members of the extended family are kind of like gossiping about Lazarus's divorce. And like JJ's 14, he's vaguely aware that like his uncle doesn't deserve this. Like his uncle's a weird guy, and yeah, he's kind of a jerk, but like, you know, leave him be. It seems like he's even more bummed out than usual. And JJ remembers not saying any of that. He remembers feeling it. He remembers thinking this is not fair to somebody who like as far as I know, has never done anything wrong except be a jerk to me a lot. He doesn't, for some reason, he doesn't hold it against his uncle that his uncle's a bit of a jerk. He never has. He's a very, very good-natured kid. I think that's maybe the biggest difference between him and Lazarus.
Sure, yeah.
Is that they look very alike, and they're both very driven, and they're both very kind of like capable. But JJ is very friendly and good-natured. And he remembers just thinking, oh, it sucks that Uncle Lazarus is going to be on his own because, like, nobody gets this guy. And then he realizes, well, maybe that's why I'm doing this, is because somebody needs to get this guy. Somebody needs to understand Uncle Lazarus, because he started talking about the last voyage. And JJ is 22. He doesn't know what mortality is. He doesn't really understand.
Elijah.
But
are you daydreaming again?
I'm keeping a lookout, Uncle.
Of what? I'm manning the ship. There's nothing to watch out over.
The water?
Get over here. It's
Yeah,
night. What
yeah.
is there to see? It's dark in every direction.
I guess. Yeah. I'm not used to this kind of thing, I guess.
You still live with the family?
I had to move back in with Mom. After her fall, she kind of wanted me to stick around, and I lost my job anyway, so works for both of us.
You married yet?
No. Not even close, Uncle.
Really? Kids
Yeah.
marry late these days.
True.
Why? Lad, tell me why you're here. I don't remember asking for an assistant.
I was just thinking about that, you know? I don't like saying folks are crazy. I don't like it. If you say you saw this thing, then as far as I'm concerned, you saw this thing. And if you say you want to see it again, then let's see it again. It's not my style to write somebody off.
He kind of looks towards you and tilts his head and says, "So you're not here for any reason of your own?"
I mean, sure, I'm curious, but one time when I was like, oh, geez. It was just after the move, so I must have been like 6. You told me about it. You sat down with a big book, and I had no idea what was in it. It was just absolute gibberish to me. And you told me about the time you saw it.
Huh.
I still remember.
Surprising. I stopped telling that story a while ago.
Yeah. Mom got mad at you, huh?
Told me not to fill your head with dreams. I'll tell you what, lad. If there's anyone you still love and cherish, don't learn how to sail. You'll learn too much about the world. And suddenly home will feel a little too cramped, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll remember that.
I hope, after all of this. Check 1, 2.
Okay, beautiful. I hear you.
Okay, I'm hoping the stream. Awesome. If you can hear me, say something in
Okay.
chat.
Please do, chat.
Chat. Oh.
No, and Hassan, no rip. No rip.
Hello. Hello.
No rip.
Awesome. Cool,
Thank you, Greg.
Cool. Okay. Yeah,
No rip.
my
Rip
internet
is forbidden.
My internet spiked.
Okay.
Where we were left off, Lazarus feels encouraged that someone from the old family still has a little bit of hope in him. Do I need to
Yeah.
roll anything here?
I think I'm gonna start off by rolling. Why am I trying to scroll up? This is the stream. I can't. I can't scroll the stream.
There,
That's forbidden. I think JJ's gonna roll as charming.
Sure.
I think on some level he's recognized that his uncle, while not being the kind of person who is receptive to a pep talk, needs someone to kind of show some solidarity to him.
Sure.
I got a 4.
Awesome. That's not
I
very
fail
good.
at my task but suffer no ill consequences.
Sure. So do I roll now? Do I have to roll?
Yes, you choose what you are rolling to. Like, what is your goal in this scene? Like, what is Lazarus trying to do?
I'm currently just trying to pep myself up from believing in myself and my ship and my purpose, and staving off the despair that comes with this possibly failing. So I feel like this leans towards charming.
Yeah, because that's your kind of your confidence roll.
Sure. I'm gonna go back to dice roller. Oh, don't show that. I'm going back to dice roller. Oh, cool. And I'm gonna roll 2d6. So we'll put this d20 just to separate the rolls, and then we'll roll 2d6. 1, 2, 6, 2, 8. 8 means
8's a success.
8 is a
Success at some cost.
sure. Just at some cost. Let me roll down to that. As with a major failure, players should discuss and decide what this cost is together. I think there is a sinking feeling that although there is hope in this voyage, it arrives to Lazarus's mind that this trip they might not be able to return safely. And suddenly the mortality of not himself but of JJ is at the forefront of its mind, and it's deeply worrying.
Lazarus, he loves the boy.
It's not a good thing.
The boy's his only family.
It's his only,
pretty much.
His only
Because the rest of his family thinks he's a weirdo.
As they deserve.
Yeah, fair, like as he deserves. So you can either draw a card from the clue deck and add it to the meeting spread, or you can remove a card from the meeting spread. So we're at 2 out of 4 right now.
Oh, we're at 2 out of 4?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna remove anything from the meeting spread. That would what's the other option?
You add a card to it by drawing it from the clue deck.
Oh wait, I can add a card to speed it up?
Yeah, or slow it down by removing a
Wait,
card.
that's so sketch. Hold on. Wait.
Page 9.
Page 9. Oh my gosh. Do I want to speed this up? Are we going... I feel like with one more scene, we're there. Is that
Okay,
that's
yeah,
bad?
let's add it.
Sure. I'll add one on. Let's
I drew the King of Swords.
what does it mean? Am I confirming?
I mean, no, I'm just putting him down there, but I do got to tell you the King of Swords represents kind of like ideals of intellect and justice. Is very much a card of thought and reason, but often of like coldness and occasional cruelty. Swords is very much a suit of learning from pain and suffering. Poor Uncle Laz always pondering his own mortality on his sea car.
Boo. Don't make fun of Lazarus and his sea car.
Yeah, we're gonna meet a creep soon.
What's up, Clark? Okay, where are we headed now? Do we go into
Now
the next
it
scene?
is. Yes.
All right.
I'm the one who lead this scene, so I'm gonna draw a card.
Okay. All you.
Yes! Oh, I've drawn one of the weird ones.
What's up?
It's the lovers, and it's weird in this deck.
Lovers. Okay. I can show this card as well if you'd like me to.
I would love
Oh.
you to, because whoever drew this card, let's just say that the vibes of this card are a little off.
He seems super serious. There's a lot going on here. Which is fine, I guess. He's got wings.
Yeah.
He's a whole king. He's got a sword. King of
Yeah.
the world. Cool.
Yeah. The lovers in this deck is a weird one. I'm so glad we drew a weird one.
Okay.
This will illustrate why I love this deck so much, because this is a wild picture.
What the heck? Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah, it's good.
this is going on stream for 3 seconds max. You guys ready?
No, nobody's nude. She has clothes on.
The guy is entirely exposed. The guy is nude.
You can't see below his waist. Maybe he's wearing pants.
It's the mystery that's spooky. It's the mystery that's enticing.
It's the mystery that's enticing.
Okay, here you go. Here's the picture stream. And if nope, didn't show. Maybe. No. Is it not appearing? Did I lose connection? There it is. 3,
We're
Dude.
delayed on stream.
1. There it is. Cool. And it's gone. Okay, cool.
Bye, weird lovers.
Anyway, let's
Yay! Okay. The creature has shown a quality which you find especially attractive. Was it a signal to get your attention, or was it a passive act that confirms that the creature's the one for you? How do you react to the creature to show you're on the same wavelength? It's just such a weird... The vibes of this lovers are bananas. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everybody has clothes. Nobody has the anime single color possessed eyes that indicate something's very wrong with them. No,
my
it's
God.
fine. It's fine. Nobody's possessed in this lovers. Yeah, a weird young love. I think JJ is staring out over the sea as if he is expecting to see something again, even though he has been told he will not see anything. Because
it's pitch
he
black
is-
on the ocean. It's
He's
dark.
not. But here's the thing, though. He does.
Okay. Tell
He
me
does
more.
see something. Because there's a big old moon. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Oh, what a bold reference.
And the moon glints off the waves, and everything is glittering with wave
Sure.
crests that are catching the moonlight.
Mhm.
And it's all just like this silver blue when the squid hits your eye. Felicity!
When the squid hits your eye. Oh my gosh. Okay.
And but there's one particular wave that is not silver blue. It's bright ruby red. The moonlight is catching something near the surface of the water that is brilliant ruby red and glittering. And JJ is listening to his uncle, and all of a sudden he makes that face like a golden retriever when someone's at the door. And he goes, "Hey, look at that." And he just points.
If I told you once, I've told you 100 times. There's nothing to see. He squints. He looks. Is that
What do you think it is?
It can't be. It can't be. And he looks at his map, and he's totally marked off this spot a dozen times. This is not where the creature's supposed to be. It's been here this whole time. Elijah, that's the one. That's the one. Let's I've never prepped for success before. We're pulling the ship towards it. And he wheels. He spins the helm. The wheel of the helm all the way left to make sure that he does not miss this ruby glow that is quickly approaching.
Yeah.
So I think that this is JJ's prompt. So what is he doing about all this?
JJ is. I think what JJ is doing is he is scrambling to put into action everything he has retained that his uncle has tried to teach him about sailing. So he is pulling on ropes and getting things lined up and
Elijah, I told you to throw things off the boat when we were on shore. There's no point in throwing things off the boat now. We're in the middle of the ocean.
right.
That was the last of our rations. That was our food for the
Right.
trip back. Don't throw the fishing rods too. We need the fishing rods to get more food to replace the food that you've thrown off of the ship.
Right.
Stop throwing. Okay, yeah, I like grab his shoulders. He's
Okay,
like,
I'm good. No, I
focus,
think I've got
focus.
enough off.
okay. I need to know what else JJ is doing. He's
Are
helping.
there oars? Oh wait, are there oars on this bad boy?
No, it's a big old boat with a wheel. There's no oars.
Okay, 'cause-
there's a little boat attached to the big boat that has oars, though. It's like the safety, the extra vessel. That has oars, if you'd like.
I'm thinking about it. Like, I think Jay just like, maybe we can get closer in that. Maybe we can get closer in that.
Probably, yes.
Hop aboard. Come on.
He's like scrambling. We can't just. He
Come
he-
on!
He like pats the side of the boat and he's like, "I'll be back. Don't go anywhere." And as he like quickly gives his boat a pat of reassurance and he like hobbles over as fast as he can with his
Does
cane.
the pat of reassurance involve? Hey, are you putting the anchor down?
Right, the anchor. he like hobbles back over. Help me with the. Why didn't you throw this off? Why didn't you throw this off?
Because it would have stopped us.
Okay. Throw it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we throw it off the edge. Do we roll? We're supposed to roll for like success, right?
Yeah, I think because I'm gonna be making a deft roll to get Uncle Lazarus to the ruby glow as fast as possible with my big strong wrestler muscles.
Okay, and I'm also rolling deft, which is terrible for me.
Yeah. So what you start, you roll, you start.
Okay, give me a second. Omen, 60-something-year-old rolling for deft. This will go wonderfully. Let me see. 3, 2, 1. I rolled a 5. 5 out of 6. Not bad.
Fails at their task but suffers no ill consequences.
Okay, yeah, you could see in his haste, Lazarus tries to lift like the ropes of the anchor, but immediately like pulls the muscle in his back. And he just kind of crumples over and he's like, I've been able to lift this for 20 years.
And I think JJ hops back up onto the ship and helps his uncle drop the anchor.
Sure.
And then like politely helps him into the boat so that he can row.
Oh, thank you so much, boy. Have you rolled yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I shall. Oh, my lad rolled good. What a good boy. What an excellent boy. He rolled a 14. He's very powerful physically.
Oh, wonderful.
So he knows, listen, the boy knows his way around a rowing machine.
Sure. Makes sense.
This is like that, but it's a boat. It's the rowing machine of the sea.
Oh my gosh. Ruby Red the marinara sauce? What? Okay.
I could party down on some calamari with marinara sauce.
We're not gonna eat the squid. This isn't about
No, I
eating the
know.
squid.
I'm just saying cat in real life right now would eat that.
Okay. Well, is this a success? I don't know what happens here.
This is a success. So what happens for the boy is I get to draw a card from the clue deck as a present for the creature.
Right. We don't have presents yet.
I have presents.
Oh, I don't have presents.
I drew 6 cups. It's not a weird one. There's some weird ones in the minors too, so.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Kiss me, kill me. So we're each neutral on kiss me, kill me right now.
Yes.
And the way that works, for those of you who haven't played OKCryptid, is you have 4. Basically, you have kind of like a 9-point scale, and you're starting at the neutral 5.
Mm-hmm. I see that here.
And you move the you kind of fill in the points one way or the other. And if you fill up kiss me, then the creature's positive feelings towards you grow. And if you fill up kill me, then the creature's mean feelings grow. And you see what happens. So, page 11, the meat creep. You've concluded your investigation. It's time to come face to face with the creature. This is the climactic scene of the game. In this phase, your goal is simple. Fill your 4 kiss me points faster than your 4 kill me points.
Oh, interesting. This is like a whole different phase of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we start this?
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see. We take turns drawing from the top of the remaining clue deck. The number on the card they draw will set a difficulty for their next action in the scene. Or they can give creature present. I think you also reveal the creature's likes.
Oh, okay.
No, I think we're going to do that when we give present.
Sure.
Because it doesn't say specifically when you reveal these. So I think because we didn't investigate them,
we
don't know them.
Charge straight forward.
We just did that. So I start because I was the scene leader of the final scene before we went to the meat creep. I draw a card from the clue deck. Oh no, it's the 10 of Wands.
That means
Which means the difficulty. Basically, the difficulty for my next action is 10.
Oh no. That's bad. That's a high
I must try to roll. It's so big. Roll equal to or over the value of the card. A successful roll adds a point to your kiss me score, or a failed roll adds to your kill me score.
Oh no.
For each point already on your kiss me score, you add +1. For each point already on your kill me score, you take -1. You still can't roll the same trait twice.
Okay.
In a row. I'm actually not going to roll against this. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give present.
Sure. Totally fine. So you can
Because I have the 6 of Cups.
So you can avoid a roll by giving a present? Is that what I'm understanding? Okay.
Yeah, cups. I'm going to scroll back up a little bit. Represent emotional gifts such as heartfelt words, speeches, or other direct affirmations.
Sure.
Oh, heck yeah. So I've drawn, so I drew 4 cards in secret for the monster, and I haven't looked at them.
Okay.
And it looks like for cups, we have the King of Cups, which means any emotional gift is gonna be a big hit with this monster.
I mean,
like heartfelt words and speeches and stuff.
Okay.
So I think what happens is JJ stands up in the boat. He's like, "Oh my God, it's really you. I've been hearing about you since I was a little kid. Oh, Uncle, it really is beautiful. Oh, Uncle." And that's as close as you're going to get to a speech from JJ. He's not particularly poetic.
Sure.
But because I was able to play a card that was less than the one the creature had, I did get to have a kiss point.
Wonderful. Okay. And is this shared? Because I'm reading here that in a collaborative mode we share a scale.
Okay, let's share a scale.
I mean, we can not share. We can not share a scale. I think that's also.
No, let's share a scale. I think we've been working together up until this point, and I don't think we're competing for the monster's affection.
Not in the slightest.
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
So here I'm still a little confuzzled in
Yeah,
what
okay.
what I do next.
The next thing, is that we're gonna draw a card
Okay.
for you. And that sets the difficulty for your next action in a scene.
Okay, cool. I don't
Oh
have
no, sorry. I'm sorry.
What'd you
Listen,
roll?
Wintry, I'm
What'd
sorry.
you roll?
I drew the
You
10
can
of
be on it.
coins.
Oh, you can be awesome. You can be on this. Oh, and 10? So I have to beat a 10?
You have to beat a 10. You have to do some kind of action with one of your 3 stats to appeal to this monster. And you have to do better than 10. Don't get us killed, please.
I can't guarantee that. How do I even? I would like to use my best stat for a very high DC.
You didn't use it in the last scene.
I didn't know. So
like how do you use your curiosity and your research to express yourself I think also we've got a little too gamey. I would like to say that we do see this thing rise up out of the waves, and it is much bigger than our little rowboat. It's not bigger than the Relentless.
sure.
But it's bigger than the rowboat. And it's a squid. It's arrowhead shaped. And it has the most enormous eyes that shine like pearls.
Cool. Yeah.
And its body is translucent and ruby red and sparkling. And you can see as it moves in the moonlight that it is like cut into facets.
That's sick. Yeah. This is one of those creatures that like you have seen in books, but like you would never believe the imagery drawn of it. It's like, well, this is clearly fantastical. They were looking at like, I don't know, the branches of a bolt of lightning, or like or a beacon from a lighthouse. Like when you look at the way this creature glimmers, it is deeply unnatural and like wondrous. The combination of just awe and terror is worn on Lazarus's face as the memories of his childhood come flooding back.
And I think JJ is just stammering because he's.
I think I'm going to try to use curious here. I think that's proper.
Yeah.
As a display of his devotion in this moment to the pure search of this creature, he stands on the front of the boat. I forget what it's called. Probably maybe the helm, maybe not. He has like 1 foot on the front, and he says, like, "Look what I have done to find you." And he gestures towards his boat, which is entirely weathered and ruined. And he points to his eye and he says, "Look what I have gone through. All in pursuit of you. All of this wear and tear, all of these obstacles and trials have been to meet you again. Honor me, please, with your presence for just a few moments more." He says it in his natural tongue, which is English, I guess. I don't know what language we speak. But this is his earnest appeal towards the creature.
All right.
I'm gonna roll 3d6 and we'll see where it goes.
Do it.
I'm gonna roll d20 just to space it out, and then 1, 2, 3, 5, 2, 9. Ugh. Is that good? Oh, the DC's 10. Oh my gosh. Okay.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Okay. Well, we need to see what happens here.
So we get a point in our kill score.
Oh no. Okay. Well. So be it. So we're 1 kiss, 1 kill. Am I understanding this right?
1 kiss, 1 kill.
Terrifying. Okay.
Terrifying. We have to get to whichever one we get to 4 in first happens.
Okay. Okay. Are you up next?
Yeah, it's JJ time. I drew the Ace of Swords.
What do you have to roll
All the
for an
aces.
ace?
I have to beat a 1.
Oh, fantastic. Wonderful.
All the aces look like Digimon. That's not a like the aces look like Digimon, except for one of them, which looks like a Cubey. Which is very upsetty spaghetti, but that's fine. I think JJ has rolled his charming. No, he didn't roll. He didn't roll because he had a present.
Oh wait, this card is adorable. I'm gonna show stream.
Wait. Oh, wait. Red Dice is right. We get a +1 because we have a Kiss Me of 1.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Red Dice, thank you.
Listen, I know you know the rules better than I do. I'll trust you on that.
No, yeah, I forgot that one. This is my first time playing this game, Wintry.
This is also my first time playing this game.
Yeah. That's the other thing about indie games, that they're very pick up and play though. Look at that little Digimon. Look at that little weirdo.
Adorable. All right,
Very precious.
That's 2 and Kiss Me.
2 and Kiss Me. We love this squid. It loves us. So, JJ is going to roll to be charming.
Okay. It's all you.
Is he though? Cause he's here to support his uncle.
You be greedy, be selfish.
You know what? Actually, no, I'm not gonna roll deft against a 1. I'm not gonna use my deft roll against a 1.
Okay, fine.
Because then that means next time I can't roll it.
Yeah,
And if
I
I
mean,
get
you
another
gotta
10,
beat a
I'm gonna
1.
be in
So you gotta roll.
trouble.
And this is auto success, right? There's no way to fail.
Oh wait,
this?
yeah, we have plus. Yeah, which means I'm actually gonna roll curious.
Sure.
I think JJ is. Oh, I know what JJ is gonna do. JJ is gonna rummage, and it turns out he snatched his uncle's map when we got in the boat.
Okay.
He snatched his uncle's map and he holds it up to show the creature, just like, look how many places he's gone. Look how many places he's searched.
Yeah, the map is so covered in X's that there's more red than brown of parchment.
Oh, I rolled a 6 too. He did
beautiful.
The boy did a good job. The boy's just like, yeah, like look at the journey that my uncle has taken to find you. He shouldn't have brought that. He shouldn't have brought it, but he did.
So is that 3 kiss?
Yeah.
Gosh.
We're
We're doing it. We're getting there. Okay.
It has. Okay, a squid has. Only 2 of them are technically arms, if I remember right. And the rest of them are legs, technically.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you squid anatomy. I truly.
I need to.
There-
I don't need to Google it right now.
There's
I
a-
don't need to Google it,
There's
chat.
an honest good amount of things I know. What is
Oh,
happening?
you know, I did it again.
What's up? What's up?
I drew the 10 of Swords.
For me? Oh, you shouldn't have. Okay.
The 10 of Swords is actually one of my faves in this deck, so I'm gonna send it to you, Entry, because
Is that the dude with the sword? Oh, King.
it's
has King of
not
Swords. Oh no.
the 10 of.
Brutal. What a brutal card. Okay, chat has to see this. Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah. It's also like it's a reference to one of my favorite specific anime, which I love.
Amazing.
Very
Here,
much.
Here, guys. This is the 10 of Swords. This is what I'm dealing with here. This is what I'm putting up with.
This is the
Truly a proper 10 swords. Okay.
this is the energy you're up against.
Well, I only have. I can't roll charm again. I mean, I can't roll curious again, so I have to roll charm or deft. I feel like a 10 is hopeless.
We
to
have +3. You can roll charm.
I'll try charm.
Don't roll deft, please.
Yeah. There will be Lazarus is gonna have his flashback moment, and he's gonna remember everything that he experienced, which I will continue to keep in the dark. And he says, to this squid in the plainest of English. Since meeting you, life has felt hollow, plain, simple and predictable even. And there was no wonder greater than the first encounter. What I would give to provide my dying breath to another moment like that is all I ask for. And he's gonna roll, which is 2d6.
Go, 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 go.
I bounced back to the King of the Ten of Swords. That is hilarious. Space this out with a d20. Then we'll roll. And a 3 plus a 3, 6. So I have to roll a 4 or higher to succeed.
No, because we have 3.
Oh, plus 6. So 6 plus 3 plus 3 is 12. I rolled a 12.
Yay!
Okay. Cool. And that's
So now-
that's 4, right? Am I crazy?
That's our 4 kiss me points. That means that we kind of like
Killed it.
absolutely. Creature realizes their feelings for the investigator. Let's see.
Okay.
Once the meat creep has been resolved, players should discuss an epilogue to the story.
Okay. Can I describe what happens to Lazarus first, and then
Yes.
and then JJ can do whatever he thinks is right?
Absolutely.
So, Lazarus stands at the front of this life vessel. He leaves his cane on the boat, on the ship, on the tiny boat they're in with Elijah. And with full confidence and abandon, he falls face forward into the water and submerges. And is immediately scooped up by one of the massive arms of this great stone titan, so to speak. And you can see in every fracture and face of this crystalline creature, you see the visage of Lazarus. Different faces, different appearances, different clothes, different ages. Hundreds of different versions of Lazarus appear on this creature's body. And you watch as Lazarus experiences hundreds of different lifelines, hundreds of different timelines, how his life could have played out. And he experiences every emotion, every memory, every moment, minute, hour, day, year, all in the blink of an eye, in that split second. And it pulses through him. He's enlightened to every future he could possibly exist through. And amidst millions upon millions of future that bursts and flashes through his mind, the most satisfactory one from his childhood was meeting this creature again, to see it all one more time. And with this intense experience, overwhelming almost, you see like a pale ruby mist leave the mouth of Lazarus and dissipate in the air around him as he falls lifeless. What does Elijah do?
I think Elijah does not experience this. Not to the he doesn't. He's thinking about wrestling. No, he doesn't experience this. But he does see just one of them. The moonlight glints off the squid's mantle, and just one little facet catches Elijah's eye, and he sees himself reading from an old beat to hell book to small eager children. And it's just a second. It's just like a brief image. And then he's kind of roused awake by like a flash of moonlight in his eyes from the surface of the creature, and he knows what's happened. He knew coming out here what was gonna happen. No one else took Uncle Lazarus seriously about this being the last voyage, but that's the thing about Elijah, is that he has always taken Uncle Lazarus seriously. And finally, in the end, he got to prove it. And I think as both like his, I don't want to say lifeless, because he can still kind of feel his uncle's presence.
Sure.
But as his uncle's body vanishes beneath the waves, and the creature does as well, and all of the red is drained from the scene into the blue-black of the deep Pacific, he waits a minute for everything that's red to vanish. And he slowly, not with the same vigor that he did before, rose back to the relentless and puts his uncle's map back where it belongs, very carefully affixes it to its place. He's moving way slower than usual because he has so much on his mind. And he looks back out at the ocean, and he looks at the map, and he thinks about the voyage. And he thinks about how he always heard he had his uncle's eyes, and starts driving back to shore, with the hope of someday finding out who those little children were and having a story for them.
And I think that's a great place to close it.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. I enjoyed that.
I had fun too.
I know it wasn't the the monster romance of lore.
That's okay though.
I feel like we could have leaned more into it, but I feel like once we heard stone rock squid, my mind was spinning, and I'm like, there's a lot of ways we can go with gemstones.
Yeah, I loved that.
And I really appreciated JJ's perspective on the whole thing, because part of me feels like the way we talked about it, only realizing now the way we talked about it, how we didn't find the rock squid in the exact spot that Lazarus thought they would, but a little earlier. Part of me thinks that the rock squid was waiting for a witness, waiting for Lazarus to be on the water with somebody else who could recognize his legacy.
Maybe it needs that. Maybe it needs its legend to be carried forward. Maybe even metaphysically needs it to survive.
That's valid. And
if Lazarus finds it and dies, who is going to talk about it?
That's valid. And Hasa says, monster romance, bro. This was a sad anime ending. Where's the outro? Dude, Lazarus experienced every love life he's ever had or ever would have. Hundreds upon hundreds of romances in a single moment. If that ain't experiencing love, I mean, how else does it go in these stories?
And he also experienced the abiding love of the one family member who's ever taken him seriously.
Yeah, which is a fantastic way to close out his life, I would say.
Yeah, I love these lads. I love these boys.
They were great. They were so good.
I love them.
So, thanks so much. Thanks so much for introducing this game to me. That was wonderful.
This was super fun. I like somebody in chat described Lazarus as being like Carl from Up, and I couldn't
Aw.
unsee the Up comparison because I kept comparing JJ to a golden retriever.
Wait, not the kid, but the golden retriever?
He's Doug for sure.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sure. Thank you for watching
Doug.
our seaside rendition of Up, Finding Nemo style.
Yeah.
We regularly spoof Disney Pixar shows.
Yeah.
And
A
thank
lot
you
of the
for,
solo games.
yes, thank you
in the
for
bundle.
arriving at this ending with us. Thank you so much, Kat, for appearing on this
Oh,
episode. This was such a blast.
I had so much fun.
Again, pick up the Solo But Not Alone 3 bundle on itch.io. That's 149 games for $10. That's a lot of games. I
Yeah.
can guarantee you'll find at least one that piques your fancy. So,
And if you're totally stuck, there's a spreadsheet in there that has genres, that has summaries, that has the materials you need.
yeah.
Like, you can find a game that's perfect for you.
Yeah, and for people in this chat who are only like me experienced in these wide sprawling medieval fantasy campaigns, the charm of a solo TTRPG is probably one that takes a little bit of growing into, but there is a true joy in writing something for yourself and following that introspective path that leads you to tapping into the depths of your imagination. I feel like that is something that we always experience in world building and storytelling, and as it can be experienced in a group, it can also be experienced in solo situations. So 148 games. Yes, it's only 148. I'm so sorry. It's 148.
Yeah, that's all I could get this year.
148 plus a spreadsheet. Unless you
Yeah.
consider Excel a game, sometimes I do, but
Yeah, same.
I've spent many hours on Excel, more than most games. But again, we're gonna close this. We're gonna close this episode out. Thanks again for visiting. Anything you want to plug while we close this out?
Obviously the bundle. Honestly, the bundle's the biggest thing. It's the most important thing I do or ever have done. And you can find it on itch.io. You can find me on Twitter at CatlingGun. That's CATLING gun. Pew 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 pew. I am the host king of the podcast Sword of Symphonies. I'm the choir master of the podcast Roar to Heaven. I don't know if I'll ever call myself a game master, but I won an award for it. What? I don't know.
Wow.
And I love to write games.
Okay. I hope to see you all at the next stream for the next game. This is game 5 of 99. We're moving on up. So thanks so much for tuning in, and have a wonderful night.
Bye-bye.
Bye goodbye. And that's the episode. We're just gonna let the chat.
It was so fun.
The chat can still hear us, but I'm just gonna let everybody say their goodbyes in chat.
Chad.
Thanks again.
Chad, that was so fun. Also, I write games all the time, so if any of the 99 you want to learn are like, I've got games. I'll come back anytime. I had a blast.
This was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Thank you. Not only for helping me spread the word, but for playing with JJ and Lazarus. I love those boys.
That's a good voice.
Such good boys. Excellent lads.
Okay. And